Hello, good morning. This is Isaac from the Automotive Intuitive channel. Thanks for following. Thanks for all the followers. I know I don't post regularly, but that's because I'm researching and I've been watching this new Porsche dealer be built. It's about 15 mil. The original dealer is across the street, but now it's separated from the other brands like BMW, Volvo, and Mini. And we are in Reno. As you can see, it's spring and the trees still look like sticks. Anyways, this is the XM. This is the brand new 2023 XM. This is the first, sorry about the plane. This is the first twin turbo V8 hybrid. It's a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, and it makes 644 horsepower and 590 pound-feet. And it starts at 159,000. It is possibly the most luxurious BMW out at this time. As you can see by the grille glows, by the way, so the car's still on right now and you could turn that off. And I love it in black because, I don't know, it hides everything else. You could get a satin line across the side, make it look a little more Cadillac-y. These wheels are 23 inches. 23-inch wheels on an M car. First M car to have 23-inch wheels. And this car is on the Bmw X7 platform. But it's nothing like the X7. The X7 is on air suspension standard, and the X7 starts with a 6-cylinder, an inline 6. This car starts with a twin-turbo V8 hybrid, and you could drive it for 30 miles on fully electric alone. These lights on the back you could see are doing their own thing, but in real life here they're not doing anything. That's a camera, and they do turn on and off in sequence. And the car does come on Pirelli P0s. So living in Reno, as you could see, there is snow up on the mountains over there. So if you're getting one of these, I would start thinking about your tires immediately, because you have the ground clearance for it, you have the intelligent all-wheel drive for it, and you do have the efficiency for it for a twin turbo V8, and you plug it in up here just like a hybrid, right at the driver's door. And of course that won't open, just like all the other hybrids, if the car's locked. And you still have your color coordinations, so you know what you're doing based on that light in there. Anyhow, let's open the hood so you can check out the engine. Of course, it's 2 times as always. 2 times because you don't have to look for the latch. And then you just pick up the hood, and there's your V8. And of course, now you got the orange cables signifying that it has high voltage attached to it. You guys know about the orange cables. Never touch the orange cables, especially when the Teslas are coming out. But it has extra bracing under here, M car stuff. Now about this car, and of course this bracing is attached to the shock tower, or the strut tower, it looks like. Well, not directly, because that's the tower right there. But over here it's a little bit more off than usual. Anyways, I'm going to close the hood. Oh, that was a nice close. It's possibly the best close I've ever had. Usually I have to slam it. You could see the front. It kind of looks like an X7, but not really, with the double headlight thing, daytime running lights on the top. But it does not ride like an X7 at all, because this car is it's still on steel springs, and the dampers are adaptive. So when you switch the modes, the dampers change, but it rides like a car, and it does not lean. This car reminds me a lot about one of BMW's greatest cars out today, which is the M550. The M550 is also on springs, not on air suspension, and it has adaptive dampers, and the M550 just glides on the ground. But when you switch the modes, it changes to a whole other animal. It's one of the few cars, I think it's the best of both worlds. M550, I think it's probably the best sedan under 200 grand compared to others that have excess. Anyways, you also have rear steering, if I didn't mention that, an ARS, active stability active roll stability control, ARS. And that's something the M550 has done remarkably well. When it turns, it doesn't lean. This car does not lean. It is a fairly louder inside, and that's probably because it's an M car, and it's not necessarily a comfort car. It is comfortable. It's not jarring, but it is loud inside, and it's probably because of the 23-inch tires. I'm sure it has acoustic glass as well, or acoustic package that gives it extra insulation, being the biggest M car ever. Anyways, let's look inside. This video is supposed to be 5 minutes. Oh, one thing about the outside that's driving me nuts. So you have the automatic locking and unlocking, but you don't have comfort access on the back to unlock or lock the car. And this car starts at 159K. If you could wrap your head around that, you'll be okay. Remember, BMWs are sports cars first. They're not luxury cars. Luxury, yes, but they're sports cars first. So a Denali might beat it in that aspect. But the front doors do have comfort access. So you still have the 3 lines on the front doors that'll lock and unlock. That we go. There's the interior on this one. As I was building this car online, there are not many interior colors combinations. There's that greenish color, the black, the red, and a white. Then we have Bowers & Wilkins. They still gave us nice big doors, and you have a button there for your gas, just like a hybrid. And you have nice big holders in here. Let's get inside. You got that screens going on. The iDrive 8 M car screens. And you still have the control panels where you'd like it. The new button here is the M hybrid button. And that, so let's go ahead and start the car. Hans Zimmer. I like that. And there are your gauges there. So this car still has to go through 260 miles of run-in. And the gauges on the front are interesting. So this side, on the red, is where I would have thought the engine would have been. And on the blue is what I think the gas would have been. But the gas is actually on this side. And on this side is the gauges for the battery range. And you can see at the bottom here, 32, and here, 244. And of course you could change this thing to whatever you'd like in the middle. I like to leave it on pound-feet and horsepower because I want to find out what the electric motor is doing before the engine turns on, which is quite fun. And you can see here it's limiting our power. We only have 75% of power at this time. And this thing scoots. One thing about how it scoots is the gas pedal is a lot more sensitive in electric than even the X5 45E. I'm guessing this car has the X5 50E coming up's electric motor, the hybrid. But I'm just guessing because the range is the same. Anyways, the screen, yep, you got an M car screen. You could do all your setups and all this. I'm not going to go through that right now. I'm just going through all the basics. My first initial thoughts. So this button, back to this button, M hybrid is new. And when you press M hybrid, you basically can choose what your battery is doing. You could choose from a hybrid, electric. So hybrid, it will choose back and forth as needed. Electric, maximum electric drive, and E-control, you could choose to hold the battery, which all the BMW hybrids have had. They just called it something else in here. They used to call this button battery. And then you have M mode, which the M cars already have. So you could change it from sport, road to sport, which lowers your driver assistance a bit, lets you do whatever you want with the lanes, but it doesn't put it in the extreme level. Just a little bit of smile, but it does change when you move it to sport. It does change your gauges. Look at that. I was watching, I think, Throttle House, and I agree with them. I don't necessarily know about this angle of RPM. I do like dials. I wish someone would come up with digital, really good dials. LFA, of course, ruined us all. The interior. So these seats, let me move my plate here. These seats are, is it real leather? It is real leather. I'm pretty sure it's an M car. Sakara orange, black leather, yep. And they feel like the Sensa fins. So they took a cue from the Sensafin's comfort and put them in here, because I prefer the synthetic seats more than the real leather because of their comfort, their immediate comfort. These seats are really nice and surrounding if you're larger. And if you're smaller, you can adjust them to be, of course, more narrow. And the XM, of course, glows there. The roof has an interesting pattern. You see this roof? Yeah, interesting. And it's all, you know, Alcantara. But anyways, what do you guys think about the XM? Oh, it has soft closed doors. And let me know what kind of questions you have. I'll be looking at this car a lot more closely, because I, of course, have to show people how they work. And if something comes up, I have to figure out what's going on. And yeah, I just think it's awesome. And I'm still trying to figure out the price point for this car. Thank you for watching, and until next time, adios.